Okay, we have a chance to take a look at one of the new mini Dracos. This is the Draco from Century Arms. This is the mini version that they come out with fairly recently. It's a 7.62 by 39, and of course it's a pistol. It's a little bit shorter than the other Draco, makes it a little more appealing. So we thought we'd take a look at it a little closer here. Figured I'd bring out my U-Bank, which is also a 7.62 by 39, and this one was a custom made one many years ago, but it turns out it's just about the same size as this mini Draco, so I thought it might make an interesting comparison. Basically it's a AK receiver, but since it started life as a piece of metal and was never a rifle, it was turned into a pistol, imported as such, and it was a pretty nice little firearm. So we're going to take a little closer look at it then. Some of the interesting stuff is that it's marked Mini Draco. It has the Y indent but no hole. Got a really nice receiver on this one with dimples. Nothing sloppy about this one at all. Safety seems to work pretty simply. The sights have just 5 increments, and the sight picture's pretty small. Let's take the receiver cover off. It's on there pretty stiff, typical AKM style. You can see how clean and coated with oil everything is. Interesting, it does have some sort of a buffer back here. Alright, it's a little bit difficult, but you have to push it up into the buffer, and then it just barely fits out from the rear trunnion there. And then it's got this sort of heavy plastic. And we've got definitely a little short gas system. Trigger and everything looks the same as an AK. Pistol grip, same kind of nut. Bottom is a pistol grip. Rear trunnion, looks like it has some buildup on the side. So no hole in there though. So I don't know if how easy that's going to be to make it into an underfolder. However, an underfolder might not fit under here. We'd have to double check that. Let's see if we can take this apart. You have to take a screwdriver to this. Little front thing comes off, and this little tiny gas tube comes out. And it's definitely kind of custom fit on there. There's its barrel and its gas system right in the back of that little sight post. Looks like it's got quite a bit of bluing salts here, which have kind of leaked out, and that happens quite a bit. So that's easy to clean off with just some oil and a toothbrush and some towel or whatever. The barrel nut is welded on, which is kind of lame. So that's the taken apart little mini Draco. You can see quite a bit different than my custom made one here. But what I'm really curious about is if we can swap this out with any kind of standard handguard. So let's check that out next. Alright, so I grabbed a box of a bunch of different kind of lower handguards, and let's take a look at them here. Here's just sort of a standard Romanian or whatever. It's a little bit shorter than a standard handguard. A little bit different. Can't use any with the grips on them, of course, because those would be a any other weapon. Ooh, that little metal ring on this one doesn't want to fit. There's a neat one. It's got that metal ring again though. That metal ring won't come up. It'll fit around the barrel, but it won't fit around the gas block. Here's a less finicky plastic one. And it looks like we could probably modify this plastic one to fit. We'd have to chop it down a little bit and then bring it in and screw it in under here where their modified one does. That might look a little cooler. Here's a weird US one. That would work too. It looks stupid though. Here's an old German one. Same thing, because of the metal thing there. I think this Chinese one would look cool, but I guess it's not going to fit on there. So it looks like it needs some modification no matter what you do. But I think he's going to end up putting on something more like this that's modified, because it's going to be an SBR. And obviously that would facilitate something like a grip or something down here to hold on to when you've got a stock on it. But that's going to take some time for the paperwork to go through. That's what it would look like with the AMD bottom. A little scary if you put your fingers too close to the edge of that one, I guess. So we'll put this thing back together. What I'm going to do is add a little tiny gas tube. Rocks right into place. And just like its big brothers, if this thing's a little bit too stiff to move, just use the rail notch in the bolt carrier and you can lock it right down. Next we'll drop the bolt down. Goes right in. Next is the little buffer thing, and that just sort of fits in the back so that this can't jump the tracks and leave. So then this goes in, and then the receiver cover. So it's all back together, working just fine. So now let's see if we can't get a couple of different photographs of it with different types of handguards and see what they look like with the magazine and everything. Otherwise, that's what it looks like without the front handguard. It's pretty darn cool, just like that actually. Alright, we just played around with some different handguard options, so now we'll put that standard handguard back on. And it's definitely a tight fit. The channel in the front of the receiver. And then I'm just going to tap it in there with this wooden mallet. And then this little screw comes up and goes right into the bottom of the front sight there. Alright, so that's the Mini Draco. Nice little 7.62 39 pistol. And of course, it will work with drums as well. Thanks for watching.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.